guys, welcome to our channel. If you're new here, my name is Ky.
And I'm Krissy.
And today we kind of wanted to do something different and just talk about something a little more serious. I think as everyone should know, we have been dealing with daily reminders of racism every day and just blatant hatred towards Black people. So we haven't posted.
Yeah, it didn't feel right to post, especially being women of color. Like, all you really think about is the police brutality and the racism that's going on in the media. So we just been taking time to ourselves and protesting and signing petitions and doing anything we can.
I think all we have been able to do is really just talk about it. Today we kind of just wanted to open up and share experiences, as well as just open up the discussion, because it is something that's very important to talk about. And especially in the era that we live in, we literally see it every single day. It was covered up at first, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have, video and just pictures every single day that you can just see. It's easier to hide, but now that it's just in your face,
being recorded and filmed, and
it's definitely something that shed a lot of light on the situation. And I'm happy that a lot of people have been posting and just showing support towards Black people, but we just wanted to open up and share maybe some stuff that's happened to us, or
So we came up with some tips that we thought would be beneficial for you guys to check on friends and family. First thing would be asking your loved one how they're doing, because everyone deals with situations differently. So just start off by how you're doing.
Even if a simple phone call or just random text, it really doesn't have to be, obviously about what's going on, but even if, just kind of checking to see if they're okay, sending them I love yous or whatever, because I know a lot of people are, it's really hard right now.
Yeah, I texted a lot of my friends I love you last week with the police brutality. Especially Black men. I think I told every Black man that I know I love. So, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Another thing that's really important is just when you do check on people, just let them vent. I know I have such a huge, I think for me, when I'm checking on people, even when I'm just having a conversation with someone and we both are feeling the same emotions, it's so easy for me to be oh my God, me too. And I want to express how I'm feeling in that moment, so the moment doesn't pass. But it's so important to just let people vent and get it out, because
and don't interrupt.
Yeah, don't interrupt, because sometimes
I have a problem too.
Yeah, sometimes what you say might overpower what they say, and then maybe they were feeling all these emotions that they were ready to let out, but since you interrupted, now they kind of go back into their shell, or just suppress it, and now they're trying to rub your back when they came to you for what they needed.
So another tip that you can use would be to just help them figure out the next steps, whether it's contributing to the community, signing petitions, donating to different organizations. And we will get back into that a little later through this video, because we have a lot of resources.
Also, maybe checking on coworkers too.
Yeah,
is a really good one.
Yeah, I personally feel that is a big thing, because a lot of companies, they for me personally, the company I work for, when I went to work the Monday after all that stuff happened, nobody said nothing. Everybody acted like it was a new Monday, a regular Monday. What? You have Black employees working for you. I don't even understand how you could just act like nothing's going on.
And those are the people who I feel really need to educate themselves and just pay more attention. Because even though, something else that I was thinking was, even if it's not affecting you personally, I know a lot of people who might be Black and then they feel oh, I've never personally gone through anything racist, or the police has always been cool to me.
Right.
I mean, what about your friends, your family,
right.
or just other fellow Black people that you don't know, or, you know, other minorities that you don't know who go through certain things, you know. So it's just a part of having empathy for other people. Yeah.
Another tip that you can use while checking on your coworkers would just be simply just buying them coffee, like something small, buying them lunch, like just to let them know you care, even if you don't feel comfortable speaking exactly about the topic.
It's funny, I have a whole so where I work at a nail salon, and it's fully like all Black employees, and we have Zoom calls every Tuesday, and the last Zoom call, like, we didn't talk about anything like pertaining to the cause, like anything that's going on, like brutality, like nothing. But just because we're all warm, you know, like, and just always like checking and making sure everyone's okay, like mentally, like, okay, have you been like sleeping enough? Like, have you been like eating enough? Like, do you need anything? You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of like an unspoken thing. Like, we didn't really need to go into details about what's been going on, but just knowing that there are people there who care about me and what I'm going through, or like if I, and, you know, just checking on me, making sure like I need anything, that has made me feel better just in general. So you don't even have to talk about like exactly like, you know, oh man, like this cop killed this guy again, like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's uncomfortable for you or whatever, but definitely.
And I think everybody should pay attention to what kind of company they work for and what kind of support they have, whether it's like fake support or real support. I think that really goes a long way, and it really will affect your work as well. I know for me personally, I was crying the first Monday after all those protests. I was crying in and out of breaks and stuff because I was nervous, because I work in a city and is predominantly white, and I'm just thinking of ways how I'm gonna go home. I see them blocking off the streets. Like, I'm not trying to get pulled over at all. And then, you know, like, that really affects people. Throughout those 2 days, I was just like crying in and out of work. I called out of work sick, and it was just because, you know, I really couldn't mentally take in what was going on in the world, and then just working, and then I get angry people calling me at my job constantly. Like, I don't want to deal with that and what's going on outside of work. Even if it's not my family member, it still affects me. I'm going to tell you guys a small story. So as I mentioned earlier, I called out. I was honest with my company why I was calling out. The next day, I go to work. I'm called in for a meeting. I was having a meeting anyway, but the Black HR woman asked me how I was doing. And, you know, her being a person of color, I just couldn't hold it in. I just started crying. Like, not bawling, but, you know, my eyes were really watery and I couldn't stop. And I was just telling her, you know, it's really sad what's going on, and I just really couldn't work yesterday. Like, it really affects me. Do you guys know? This woman told me, yeah, it's sad, but business needs to go back to usual, and we have a client to serve. Black woman said that after I just cried to her about police brutality. I'm just so confused. I just feel like you guys really should make sure that you have a lot of support in the companies you work for, because if you don't have support, you're not going to give them your best effort, because after that made me feel some type of way.
I feel like what's crazy about that is it just feels like companies like that really have no compassion. And I just feel like it's really important for companies to see if people need the time off, or, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm telling you, like, why, that's just kind of ridiculous. Like, you told them exactly what was going on. Like, you know, you see it on the news every day. I know they're seeing it on their phones, on their TVs. Didn't you tell me, too, that they sent, like, this email or something? That was just kind of, like, I feel like a lot of people, even, like, when I look on Instagram, like, all these, like, clothing websites or whatever, who really could care less about, like, what's going on. But since it's, like, politically correct, and everyone is like, oh, we're with you guys, like, blah, 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 because they want your money.
And they appropriate Black culture, so...
Right. it's like, how can I appropriate your culture and then act like, you know, like not care about you? Like, I have to care about you so you can keep spending your money here.
Yeah.
Or coming to work here, you know, like.
I feel like a lot of companies also, they are for us because someone called them out as well. So
that is too, yeah.
I don't know, it just doesn't really sit right with me.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that we need to remember as Black people, or everybody in general. Just like, you know, I think we should start putting some of our money, especially Black people though, putting our money back into our people, supporting Black businesses. Like,
which
seriously.
is good, because we also have a list of Black businesses and, you know, resources for that as well, because it is really important. You know, we can't be telling each other telling you or whatever each other to build each other up, and, you know, like, oh, we got to be supportive, whatever, but at the end of the day, you're not doing your part to support. Or, you know, like, you might go, for instance, oh my gosh, it's so funny. So as you guys know, I work at a Black nail salon, and it just feels like so much pressure, because it just feels like, okay, luckily we're a really good nail salon, and, you know, like, we have a lot of good reviews, like, everyone loves, you know, the owner, she's a really amazing woman, and so it's like, you know, her partner, like, really amazing people, so, you know, people keep coming to us, but it's still that pressure of, like, if we mess up or something, then, you know, like, if somebody got to come back to get their nail fixed or something super small, where it could happen anywhere, they might be like, I'm not going, like, cancel, you know, we be so quick to cancel out our own people from one little thing that they do, or like one mistake or something.
But you won't cancel out these big brands that are blatantly
racist. I don't get it. Somebody would, like, I've been seen on Instagram or something, like, oh yeah, so and so said this. He might have done, like, so much racist stuff, like, man, heck, it's just stupid stuff. And then, like, they say one thing, like, pro-Black, and like, oh, you can't come to the cookout. Shut up, because you just canceled so-and-so last week after they had been putting their blood, sweat, and tears in whatever causes or whatever, but, like, they make one mistake or, like, say something stupid, which, don't get me wrong, you know, I'd be gung-ho too, like, what? Yeah. But, you know, at the end of the day, you got to give your people the same amount of chances that you're going to give somebody else who really don't care about you.
Exactly. And then another thing, I feel like, you know, our generation, we're very materialistic. And I just feel like if you can go buy a Louis bag, Gucci bag, YSL bag, any of those name brands that y'all be buying, you can support a Black business.
Yeah.
What, like...
You know, I just found out that there are luxury Black brands. Did you guys know that?
I did not know that.
I didn't know that. I just found out that there are. I'm actually still trying to figure out who. So if you guys actually know, that would be really good. Please comment. Below. I just saw this girl on Twitter, and then I don't think she saw, like, my comments. I was like, girl, who? Like, who are you talking about? You know, because what if I could want that Gucci bag so bad, I'm pretty sure I can go get that other bag that's from somebody that's Black. Some Black-owned businesses that I personally like are, let me see, hold on. First of all, Samaria Leah.
Ooh.
We actually about to get her jeans tomorrow, so.
They're heckin' cute, y'all. Support her.
Yeah, support her, because her stuff stays sold out, so literally, like, hecka cute. And then another one is, what's this? Oh, Midget Giraffe. I like the brand. It's like more, they have, like, more, like, African kind of, like, patterns on their stuff, like cute little dresses and, like, jeans and, like, pants and stuff like that. Super cute. And then another one is started from The Roots. That's their Instagram, but their company is called The Roots Naturel, and it's like a hair brand owned by Black people. So try that one too.
And then, I mean, if you guys are looking for, like, specific Black-owned businesses, there's actually an app that you guys can use as well. It's called Support Black-Owned. It's Android and Apple friendly, so go in your app store. You can also type in the zip code. Basically, you can just look by state, type in your zip code, and see what comes up. I think it's very beneficial if you really want to support Black-owned businesses. It has restaurants, anything you could think of. So
yeah,
download
cool.
that.
Because I know I definitely didn't know a lot that were just like in my city, or and then you want to go to another city and still support Black people. So now we really don't have an excuse, you guys, because
at all,
literally
support Black-owned businesses.
Okay, so we came up with some ways that you can educate yourself. Educating yourself doesn't always have to be with a book.
It does not.
So we came up with some movies and also like TV shows. I really love Insecure for that specific reason. Deals with a lot of Black issues, Black struggles, and it sheds a lot of light on like things that Black people go through. It's not so serious.
Yeah. And then a film, if you would like to see that, When They See Us, that's on Netflix.
Basically 5 Black boys were like, they weren't even all together, but it was like a group of kids. The police or somebody saw like a group of kids running, and then around that same time there had also been like a rape. So they were trying to figure out who it was, but since they saw like a group of like Black kids running, they just automatically thought that it was these kids. And then some other kid who wasn't even there also got tied into that whole situation, so it ended up being a whole thing. And they weren't really doing their research enough to like, they were just really trying to blame these kids instead of like trying to truly figure out what it was. It's so crazy too. That reminds me of my sister. She lives by herself, and so she lives by herself, and one day she was just chilling, about to go to sleep. She literally, you go to sleep like with your t-shirt or something on, like nothing else. She was watching TV in her house, and then all of a sudden she hears some people in her house. And so she's like in bed, but she's looking because, she can't really see. Like they came in, I guess, through the back way.
I would have been so
like
scared.
over her balcony though. So they came like over her balcony, like but she lives on the first floor. And then all of a sudden she's like hearing people in her house. So she's, freaking out, but she's like, trying to figure it out. And she was just about to make a call to call like one of us, or maybe she did. And before she could even do that or call the police, literally she hears people like, come on with your hands up, come on with your hands up. And then she's like, I'm naked, like I don't even have, whatever. So they came in, and then they basically were trying to arrest her in her own house because I guess the security told them or called the police saying that somebody wasn't supposed to be living in her house. Mind you, she's been living there for like almost a year now, and it's after hours. So it's like, why is the security even like making a call like that when that should usually be done like during leasing hours? Like if the leasing person like it's like, oh, this person shouldn't be here or whatever. Exactly. It's like freaking probably like midnight or something, or 10, I think it was like 10 p.m. like between 10 and midnight.
Wow.
And they're just like coming to her house. And she's just trying to like tell them, she's crying, like she's trying to tell them like what's going on, and like like figure stuff out, and then just like manhandling her and stuff like that, just to finally realize like, oh, sorry, we were at the wrong house. And that could have went so, like when I just think about the whole Breonna Taylor situation, that could have been just like that, and she's by her house, and then it would have been even worse because we wouldn't have even known what happened. And even to this day, they're still like trying to just place the blame on each other. Like the police are like, well, the security called us. Security's like, well, I don't know, some other neighbor told us this, and like nobody is like trying to take the blame for it. And the police, all they did was like, oh, well, let's just make a report and then just tell you sorry, and like you go on your way.
That wouldn't be enough for me. I'm sorry.
Exactly. And then imagine how she is now. Like now, she's still got to be in the house by herself. She's freaking scared all the time. Like that's so traumatic to go through, especially as a Black woman, and it's only male cops that are coming in your house. Like anything could have happened. Like it's really such a blessing that nothing else happened, especially how sick this world is, So that's like something that always just kind of like, it just messed up. Like Little Fires Everywhere, that's on Hulu. It's a really good
series. And then we have Fruitvale Station. That is also a very good film. Man shot and killed over nothing.
Right. By the police. So
yeah.
Selma.
And then we have American High. American High, I think, is a good series to watch on Netflix. I believe it's also on Hulu, but I know it's on Netflix. I think that's a good series to watch. It just shows what Black people also go through, just being a minority
And also in Freedom Riders.
Yeah.
I know everybody probably already saw this, but I think it's just a good movie to watch, especially with your kids, if you want to explain to them or like kind of talk to them about like prejudices and stuff like that. So that's like a really good one too.
Besides films, we actually looked up a few Instagram accounts that you can follow. For me personally, I follow Sean King. He is always posting what's going on through the Black communities, like as far as, well, for right now, you know, the police brutalities and all the protests that's going on, the things that are happening in a negative way in the protests. So I follow him just so I stay in tune with what's going on, because I know I don't watch the news as much as I should.
The NAACP.
Yeah, you can't go wrong there.
Yeah.
And then Essence, if you want to follow, you know, more kind of like magazine, but it's Black owned. So Essence is also a good media outlet to follow.
Yeah. And then if you want just like positive reinforcement or, you know, anything that just, you know, uplifts you, Rob Hill is an author and like an entrepreneur. I love his quotes. Like, I love everything that he always talks about. So that's like really good just for like helping you get through the day, I feel.
Yeah. It has like all types of quotes, like whether you're feeling down or anything. Yeah. I love following him too. I've been following him for like a year. Yeah, I really like his quotes. That's a very good person to follow. So some ways to contributing to ending racism and ending police brutality would be to go out to peaceful protest to fight for justice and equality. We personally did go out to protest, so we wouldn't just tell you guys to go do something we didn't do. We went out to protest in Oakland. Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! It was actually really, really nice.
We decided that if we were going to go, we wanted to go to some that were more so in the daytime. So
yeah, in the daytime for sure.
You know, like 12 or something. It was pretty short, but I mean, I think it got the point across. So
here's another thing you can do. You could do signing petitions. You can text Floyd to 55156. I did it. It's very simple. It doesn't kill you. You text anyway. Another petition you can do is sign.moveon.org and search hashtag justice for Bree. If you want to go on change.org, that's another site where you can sign multiple petitions. One would be charge all 4 officers. Another one would be justice for George Floyd. Another one would be raise the degree. And the last one that I found was justice for Breonna Taylor. So something very simple. You're on your phone, you're on your computer anyway. All it takes is your first name, your last name, and your email. That's it. Very easy. Do that. So another form of ways to contributing to ending police brutality and racism, donating. We researched a few places that you guys can donate to. So if you go to Gofundme and you type in justice for Breonna Taylor, that is going straight to her family. Another one would be going back to Gofundme and typing in Gianna Floyd Fund, and that is for George Floyd's daughter.
This next link is for a list of bail funds for protesters across the country, and then you can literally look it up by specific state and city and see if there are people around that are raising funds. Bailfunds.github.io, and then we're going to insert all these links in the description box down below.
And then if you guys want to specifically donate to organizations in California, you can research People's Breakfast Oakland, Bay Area Anti-Repression Committee Bail Fund.
I think these are good too, just because, or at least like donating, if you don't want to get too wrapped up in like political stuff, so, you know, like going out and actually protesting. I know a lot of people like that. Donating is a really good way, and also just educating yourself and just being more aware. It's a really good way too. Another resource that we received was something called Call to Action. The website is linktree.rvrnc. It just gives a lot of beneficial information about upcoming Bay Area protests, email templates for defunding the police, and justice for numerous individuals who suffered from police brutality. So that's one website that you guys should check out. It's like other stuff on there too, of course.
Yeah.
But
it's a lot of different things on there. So another resource that we received while being at a protest was something for legal support for helping individuals who have been repressed by the government or police. The name of this organization is the San Francisco Bay Area NLG, and they document police violence to help navigate through the criminal legal system. If you are interested or know someone that may need legal support due to protesting, their website will be in a description below.
in times like these, it is extremely important to protect your mental health and just make sure, you're checking on your friends and everybody and making sure that their mental health is also okay, because sometimes we might not be thinking about it. Some ways that we can do that would be exercise. Exercise helps boost endorphins and also helps with a consistent sleep schedule, so our brains stay A1.
Drinking water and eating healthy vegetables and fruits. Vegetables and healthy eating are slept on decompression, so make sure you are staying healthy through these times.
Also, black seed oil. I actually just found out about black seed oil. And then I read about like this study done in 2014 where people would drink a teaspoon of black seed oil, like they would put it in their water, and over the course of a month or between like 6 to 9 weeks, it really helped improve their cognition and mood and decrease anxiety. So anyone who I'm pretty sure is like going through anxiety right now would thank me. Next, know when to recharge and disconnect. I feel like all we do is sit on our phones, and right now there's a whole bunch of like negativity going on, and even though we need to stay aware, it's really important that you just take time to yourself, do things that will help lift your mood, which could be things just as simple as like painting or just sitting in peace and quiet, maybe listening to like your favorite songs, just to like give yourself a break, because although like again we should be informed, it's really important to keep our moods elevated.
Watch cartoons, that helps too. Another one would be talk about it with your close friends and family members and someone you can trust. Another one would be it's okay to cry. Crying is purifying, and it's okay to cry sometimes. Just let it out.
Lastly, make sure to love yourself, because if you love yourself, it's really easy to spread that love towards other people. So take that time that you need to, especially since a lot of us are still in quarantine. Take that time to just get to know yourself and figure out, the things that help you stay sane in this crazy world that we're in right now. And that will help you bring awareness to that and help other people too. So do that. Make sure you pray. And also when you pray, have faith. You can't pray and then still be worried. You got to really give it to God. Really pray.
We researched some organizations that contribute to mental health for Black people. Dive In Well,
Sister Afia,
Therapy for Black Girls,
Hill House,
Inclusive Therapist,
Ethel's Club,
and last but not least, the NAP Ministry.
I think in the Black community, we are not so prone to helping ourselves when it comes to mental health. Like a lot of us might feel like even just getting therapy or even just expressing our problems, crying, is
embarrassing,
looked down upon. But especially in times like these, like it's really important to get the mental health that you need and just make sure that you stay healthy, and that includes your brain, your physical, everything. So
exactly, because you can die from stress and
exactly.
depression. So make sure your mental health is good. We hope this video was very informative for you guys through sharing some personal experiences that we've gone through and just giving as many resources that we found and researched.
We're still learning ourselves. This is all like new to us. So, I mean, you know, the only thing that we know is that we went through certain things, and even like doing the research and everything is like super new, but it's super important. And I'm actually really glad that we did it, because I feel like we learned a lot of stuff.
And I feel like if you guys do, I hope you do not. Anybody doesn't have to, you don't have to be African American to experience some of this stuff. If you guys do happen to go through this, you guys can always go back to our video and look at the resources that we did provide, and it may help you. And we just want to let you guys know that we are here to help you guys. We will always talk to you guys if you guys want to message us. We're very friendly people. If you feel like you don't have nobody to talk to, you can always DM one of us, and it will be confidential between me and you, her and you.
Yeah,
we're
no
very
bias.
private.
Yes.
Yeah. So
something else that I kind of learned just doing this whole thing is it's okay to be smart. Like, I know I used to have a lot of, like, I used to feel the type of way. Like, you know, I was like a bookworm. I would just be like, you know, just, I love to learn. And I know a lot of my friends are people who love to learn. But sometimes it's really hard to be that person, or that's not so cool to just like want to go to the library, you know what I mean? Instead of like, I don't know, going to go turn up. So we really need to let kids know, and, you know, just the youth know that is something that is really important. And it's cool to be smart. It's cool to read a book. It's cool to have knowledge and pass that on to other people.
Mm-hmm. And it's cool to be a leader, basically.
Definitely.
Everything will be down in the description box.
And you guys comment too, and just like leave resources or like other things that you guys have also found, because I know we all can use it. Or, you know, just want to start like a conversation or something. Do that down in the comments below, please, because we all could really use just someone to talk to, other resources, uplifting quotes, thoughts, anything, you know. So definitely put that down and let us know if you like this video, if it's something that you guys like want to see, you know, if you want to see like more stuff like this. Yeah, just give us your feedback, let us know. Put a fist.
We will see you next week.